One Degree Functional Health offers cutting-edge technology that can naturally alleviate symptoms of neuropathy without the use of medication or surgery. Thanks for joining us on Central Illinois Newsday. I'm Paul Zakovic, and joining us is William Weinman. And Dr. Weinman, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, tell us now, what is peripheral neuropathy?
Sure, it's a common problem across this country. Like over 24 million people have it. It's really the damage to nerves. And what's happening is the nerves are starting to get damaged so much, people start having all these different sensations. And what we find actually is there's a vascular component. And that's actually what we're looking for when we do our exams.
Now, what are some common symptoms? And this is personal for you.
Yeah, I actually had neuropathy. So I'm not just a doctor, I'm also a survivor, because I was diagnosed with MS based on my symptoms. And so you can have tingling, you can have numbness, you can have burning. Patients have told me their feet feel like a rubber band's super tight on their feet. You'll notice balance issues. That's when people really get real concerned. And also, they can't sleep. And so personally, having all these symptoms myself, I had tingling, I had burning, I had even head pain, and even gut pain. And so when we look at everything, we're trying to find the why of the problem and what's going on.
What are the major causes of neuropathy?
There's a lot of them. Diabetes is probably the number one I see in my office. My dad even had it. Chemo and radiation. I mean, my youngest patient's 19 with that. That causes neuropathy. There's metabolic. There's Agent Orange, people in the military, Vietnam. And personally myself, the autoimmune side, where the body is basically attacking itself.
So most people think of this as being a permanent condition. Is that correct?
No, that's the beauty of like how I got into this, because I was kind of told the same thing, and I didn't like that answer. I have 4 kids, and I was really afraid that I wouldn't be able to walk my daughters down the aisle someday. And that really hit home with me, so I was like, there's got to be something else.
What are the treatment options?
The treatment options is really we got to find out what's the why. What's the cause? Because if there's a blood flow issue, which we find there really is most of the times, there's inflammation and damage to the blood flow. So the nerves aren't getting any oxygen or any nitric oxide. So the nerves are dying. And so we got to find that out through the exam, and the specific sensory exam we do and the different tests we do for the blood flow will tell us exactly what we need to look at. And me specifically going through autoimmune problems, I have a whole protocol for that too, because I've seen people with all kinds of stuff that were told, just take drugs, and hopefully it gets better. And what we've seen is actually we've helped so many people. Over 20,000 people have been helped with neuropathy across this country with different offices that do this.
So you can treat it without drugs as well?
As long as we find out the why and the cause, we've had great success, over 96% success with patients, because we're looking for the why. And I like to talk to patients and just, symptoms are the symptoms, but I want to cover them up. I want to find out how they're affecting you and how you actually can start to reverse them and help you get back to where you wanted to.
How can people learn more about the treatments offered by your practice?
Sure, so they can call our office number. We do seminars. We also are trying to offer a $49 exam, because we want anybody and everybody to find out if they have neuropathy, how bad it is, and I like to sit down and just talk with a consultation and exam. And that's the first step of finding out, because most people, like myself as a man here in the Midwest, I call it the farmer mentality. Yeah. We like to wait. I even hid my symptoms from my wife. And that's a mistake. So I'm trying to give everybody a reason to find out, come to our office. I'm even offering the first 25 people that actually call and do this exam, I'm making a book based on all my problems and how we heal neuropathy. So I'm going to offer that to them also.
Outstanding. Well, thanks for all the great information and all you're doing in the community here.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Weinman. For this interview and more information, visit our website, ciproud.com. Central Illinois Newsday will be right back after this.